This course provides a step-by-step walkthrough of the time and materials feature option in proven jobs, including how to set up and manage temporary labor and time and material billing. Designed to help users accurately track labor, materials, and costs on a per-job basis, this course ensures you can bill clients with transparency and precision. Please note, the time and materials functionality is an optional feature within proven jobs. To have this feature enabled, please contact our support team at support@canamsys.com. Prior to utilizing proven jobs time and materials, company administrators must ensure that the appropriate role security permissions are set in place for the users. Please contact our support department for a link to our interactive time and material user guide for a full explanation of these security permissions. Once the feature has been enabled on the database, administrators will notice a new Time and Material tab appear within their company settings. Administrators will have the opportunity to define the default labeling convention that will appear on the Proven Jobs mobile application. By navigating to Settings, then Company Settings, then Jobs, then select the Time and Material tab. Then, within the field Default Temporary Labor label, administrators can enter the database's unique label name. Once modified, select Save. This label name will display on the Proven Jobs mobile application and in the drop-down Jobs menu option within Proven Jobs Web. The billing method is utilized to identify if the job is a time and materials job, which in turn displays the Time and Materials tab on the job file. Role security permissions must be enabled to access the Edit Billing method in company settings. Administrators can create multiple billing method types on the database. However, in order to display the Time and Materials tab on a job file, the administrator must enable the functionality on the billing method. Select Edit Billing Method. Select the plus Create button to create a new billing method type. Enter the desired description for the new billing method type and apply time and materials to enable the feature. When the billing method type that enables the time and materials feature is selected on the job file, the Time and Materials tab will appear. Administrators will need to upload a time and materials price list corresponding to the different aspects of the time and materials job file. Labor codes that are defined within the time and materials price list will appear for selection in the clock and screen, in the mobile application, and in the Proven Jobs web. Administrators can define specific price lists to specific job types or select no job type to apply the price list to all job types. Price lists can also be assigned to regions or specific customers. To create a price list, select Edit Time and Materials Price List. Select the plus Create button. Enter the desired description for the price list. Select a job type or multiple job types for the price list to be used on, or select no job type and the price list will apply to all job types. Upload the associated price list for each section: equipment, labor, products and materials, and hotel. If the labor price list will be applicable to internal employee time cards and not just temporary labor time cards, enable the Allow on Internal Time Cards checkbox. Please refer to our user guide for specific price list upload instructions, as column headers need to be created in a specific order or with a specific label. Once your time and materials price list has been created, additional setup can be done to add overhead and profit and any miscellaneous fees that are applicable, as well as any price list adjustments. Administrators have the option to assign a price list to specific companies on their company record in Proven Jobs web. If a price list has not been defined on the customer record, at job creation, the system will automatically revert to the price list defined on the job type in company settings. Please note that if a price list has been assigned at the customer level, it will supersede all job type settings. If administrators wish to view what price list has been assigned on which customers in company settings within the Edit Time and Materials price list, select the Edit button of the applicable price list to open and view. The customers that have this price list defined will be displayed in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Administrators have the ability to create a region defined by zip codes to apply to specific price lists. To create a region, select Edit Region Setup. select the plus Create button, enter the region name, and enter the desired from and to zip code coverage area. Administrators can create hotel codes that are selected within the temporary labor clock-in screen in the mobile application and in the Proven Jobs web. Hotel codes also coincide with the daily labor sheet reporting functionality. The temporary labor employee will have a NA selection if not utilizing a hotel. The associated hotel codes created will also correlate to the flat fees. To create a new hotel code, select Edit Hotel Code. Select the plus Create button. Enter the desired hotel name in the description field. Once created, select Save. The Time and Materials feature comes with standard Billing Wizard stages. These stages correlate to the main groupings on the invoice and backup documentation. These stages can be set to display in a specific order or assigned to a parent stage to group them together on the invoice and backup documentation. Administrators, if applicable, have the option to modify or add stages to the Billing Wizard to fit their company's needs. Administrators can edit existing or create new billing stages by selecting Edit Billing Wizard Stages. Select the plus Create button. In the description field, enter the name of the desired stage, select the order, and if applicable, select the parent stage. Once created, select Save. Administrators have the option to define a default list of vendor companies offering temporary labor services. These default vendor companies will be available for selection when a user clocks in temporary laborers from the Proven Jobs mobile application or Proven Jobs web. These default vendor companies can also be assigned at the job level, restricting the user's selection at clock-in to these specific vendors. Within company settings, to add a default vendor, select Edit Default Vendor Company, click into the name field, and select the desired vendor company from the drop-down list, and select Update Job Company. Within the job file, to add a default vendor, select the Time and Materials tab, select Vendors, click into the name field, and select the desired vendor company from the drop-down list, and select Update Job Company. The Time and Materials feature utilizes the warehouses and trucks functionality already established in your Proven Jobs web database. This allows temporary laborers to select the associated vehicle at clock-in, if applicable on the job site, to ensure that your vehicles are already set up. Navigate to the main menu equipment, select warehouses and trucks. Make sure any vehicles that need to be included on time and materials billings are listed. To create a new vehicle, select plus Create. Enter the desired vehicle description, select a type, and select the applicable time and material code from the drop-down list. This time and material code should match the code already uploaded on the price list. This will allow the charge to associate to the vehicle when applied to the job file. Since it is possible to have multiple price lists within your Proven Jobs web database, we do recommend that the same codes are used universally across all price lists. However, the price charged may vary from list to list. The Time and Materials feature utilizes the equipment applied to the job file to track equipment used in order to charge the customer. When applied, the assigned price list will automatically charge the price based on the uploaded price list in company settings. Within the main menu equipment, select Equipment. Administrators will need to select the applicable time and material code from the drop-down list and save. Located within Proven Jobs web from the main menu Jobs, Temporary Labor, administrators have the ability to view and edit the time cards created from the temporary labor clockouts. Administrators can also customize what columns display in this screen by utilizing the Column Show Hide option, as the default custom fields for temporary labor may not be applicable to all companies. Please note, administrators can quickly access the job file by selecting the job hyperlink located in the job column. Administrators can also view the temporary labor time cards on the vendor's company record by navigating to the vendor record in Relationships Companies, selecting the Temporary Labor History tab. If needed, administrators can select the job hyperlink to navigate back to the job file, or select the View button to open the corresponding time card. Once the billing method that enables the time and materials feature has been applied to the job file, the Time and Materials tab will display. Users can now manage the details of their time and materials job, allowing users to view the daily burn rate, view and assign the default vendors, apply allocations, view the billing or run the billing wizard, modify pricing, and run reporting. The daily burn rate refers to the average cost incurred per day for labor, equipment, and materials used on the job. The average burn rate is calculating off of the job's actual start date, total incurred cost to the current date and time, or until the actual completion date is applied to the job file. Users can further define the default vendors on the job file. Only these default vendor companies will be available for selection when a user clocks in temporary laborers from the Proven Jobs mobile application or Proven Jobs web. If no default vendors are assigned at the job level, the system will use the default vendors defined in the company settings. To add a default vendor, click into the name field and select the desired vendor company from the drop-down list and select Update Job Company. If a time and materials job file needs to be reviewed or invoiced by specific services or phases, allocations can be created for this purpose. Once created, allocations will be available for selection by the user on the internal and temporary labor clock and screen, on the equipment transfer screen, and on the Add Materials selection screen. To add a new allocation, select an allocation number from the drop-down list, enter the desired allocation name, and select Plus Add. Billing will display all costs that have been allocated to the job file but have not yet been invoiced, including labor, external labor, sub-trade expenses, materials, equipment, etc. Users have the option to select Invoice or Billing Wizard. If Invoice is selected, the system will invoice all items currently housed on the job when selected. The user can select all or select individual items. If Billing Wizard is selected, the system will walk the user through each time and material billing stage. If necessary, users can view and modify pricing at the job file level. Within the Price List Setup tab, users can add or modify overhead and profit and add any additional miscellaneous fees. Within the Labor, Products and Materials, Equipment, or Hotel tab, users can view the details of the price list selected. If needed, the user can select a different price list from the drop-down list, or the user can delete and upload a new price list within the applicable tab. Users can also apply price adjustments like adding a 20% markup on subtrade invoices, or adding markup for external labor completed on the weekends, or adding flat fees for PPE or per diem. Users have the option to select reporting to create a backup report to send along with the invoice created. When selected, the system will automatically redirect the user to Proven Jobs reports, allowing the user to select the desired report parameters. Once all costs have been applied to the job file, you are ready to invoice. Users can utilize the Billing Wizard or simply invoice. Navigate to Billing within the Time and Materials tab on the job file and then choose either Invoice or Billing Wizard to begin. If Invoice is selected, the user will select all or select individual items before selecting Invoice. The system will allow the user to view their selections by clicking through each section before finalizing and creating the invoice. If the user needs to make an adjustment, they can select Back, or if confirmed, the user can select Finalize Invoice to create the invoice. If Billing Wizard is selected, the system will walk the user through each time and material billing stage, starting with confirming the price list. If a different price list needs to be utilized, the user can select it from the drop-down list, and the system will automatically modify the charges associated with the price list. Please note, as reviewed earlier, administrators can customize the company's Billing Wizard stages in company settings. The user will then select Continue to proceed to the next stage. The system will allow the user to select all or select individual items before proceeding to the next stage. The user will select Continue to proceed to the next stage. At any given time, the user can exit the wizard or go back to the previous stage. The user's progression will display at the top in orange as the user continues through the billing wizard. Once the user has progressed through all stages of the billing wizard, the system will allow the user to view their selections by clicking through each section before finalizing and creating the invoice. Once confirmed, the user will select Finalize Invoice to create the invoice. To view the completed invoice, navigate to the Jobs Financials Invoice tab and select Print. The invoice will be broken down by the billing stages. For any questions or help, please contact our support team at support@canamsys.com.